So NLP is a technique that was developed as a system of modeling behavior pattern of specific geniuses. This is little technical language, so I have explained everything in simple language. And this is a definitely powerful tool of very powerful tool of communication. It offers insight into how people can organize their language, feeling, thoughts to produce outcomes and actions that often happen unconsciously in various aspects of life. How we can apply to the sales, we're going to talk about that. So your conscious mind is the goal setter. Very important quote here. Your conscious mind is the goal setter and your unconscious mind is the goal getter. So you set a goal, I want to lose weight, but you will lose weight through your subconscious mind. You will achieve abundance, you will attract money in your life and opportunities through your subconscious mind. So coming to sales, buying is a decision, it's an action and a state and a behavior. You know, the buyer, when making a decision and saying yes to you, is making a decision and taking that action coming from his subconscious behavior. And in your sales pitch, you are going to talk to that behavior. That's the power of when you couple your skills with NLP, you will be able to communicate in such a way that you engage the thinking of your prospective customer to stimulate their actions, decisions, and behavior. You know, your selling skills and you apply these powerful NLP techniques, you will be able to communicate in such a way with your body language, with modeling the behavior and building rapport. We're going to talk about in next slides. We're coming to that. You'll get a lot of examples of that. So their actions, decisions, and behavior. When you apply these techniques in rest of the presentation, is 95% presentation is still balanced. So Abhishek, have some patience. So then we will, talk about examples and stories also there. These are just the definitions. Getting the basics clear. So you aim to influence the state of your client so that they are converted and once they make a purchase and feel good about the choice. Now, you know, if the person has bought, if you have bought this program and you felt good about it, one person called today. He called at 4 or 5 o'clock. He said, "Sir, I just now paid. Please add me to the group." So this is how you feel good about making a purchase decision. That's where you are a successful NLP practitioner and sales guy. When your buyer feels that he has made a great decision by buying your product, and that will happen through this practice. So neuro represents the nervous system and how human experience the world using their senses. So what are the senses we are using during our whole day? Yes, touch, smell, taste, hearing. There is one more. Taste. So the only way your prospective client can experience your presentation is through their senses. So when you're making your sales pitch, maybe you have brochures, maybe you have PPT, maybe you have videos, maybe you are talking. All these things your client is using his senses to grasp what you are saying. And we will come to know in this presentation if your buyer is auditory or kinesthetic or visual. Accordingly, you will frame your pitch. I go one step further also using these techniques. In my elevator pitch, I customize it as per buyer's profession. You know, if the buyer is, supposing I'm meeting someone in the elevator and I find out that person standing next to me is a lawyer and he asks me what you do, then I'll change my elevator pitch, but I'll make my lawyer's friend successful, achieving higher ticket size and closing more clients. The conscious awareness can only process 5 to 9 chunks of information at a time. That's why we have put these courses at 10 minutes chunk in the on tajurbaacademy.com when you go. As a salesperson or marketing influencer, the best way to tune your client's conscious attention to your presentation is also to influence. That is where, this NLP come. Otherwise, we are only talking in one tone. If we have a brochure, we'll keep on showing brochure. If we have PPT, we'll only show PPT, whether the client is visual or not. The client is more who wants to, touch. The client who who is more kinesthetic, you want to touch. He wants to test drive. Will not buy a car with only looking at the brochure. So that is where your expertise as a NLP practitioner will come into place, that you will know what is buyer's behavior and what are the main senses he's using making decision. So accordingly, you will customize your pitch and convince his non-conscious attention. So something that has a significant impact on their decision making. When he says yes, that is where the impact comes. As you present the visual and auditory content to your client, they will be able to get the immediate sensation of displeasure, pleasure, and ambivalence, which form part of their immediate state and subjective experience. So as you present, they will get some feelings, whether there's a visual or whatever they like to hear. All those things will, make your client to come to a decision. So that's what we are going to cover. You could also add in the sense of taste and smell that may at first seem less obvious, but are still present. So we're going to talk about that also. So language is what offers your meaning and a rationale for the things you experience through your senses. Language defines how we create personal meaning for our experience. Like I said, language. So my language is I'm excited to today meet you all virtually. If that is not the language, if my language or thought process is Mar gaya yaar, another thing 7 to 10 I have to do. I've been busy all day. I'm so tired. So you will not feel that positivity and energy. I'm ready to go with you right now as long as it takes if you are with me to complete this section. I have no botheration in my mind if it takes 1 hour extra or 1.5 hours or half an hour extra. I am very, very excited to share this with you. All right, so most of the information we store and retrieve is in the form of images, feelings, smell, taste, and sounds. This is how we, store the information in our subconscious mind. In other words, language allows us to form judgments about something and then communicate to other people our experience and opinion. So, very, very important part on the words. Think about all your recent encounters now. Take a pause for a few seconds. Out of all these encounters, identify the one you felt an instant rapport. You felt instant liking for someone, an instant disliking. Have you heard a lot of times this statement, you are not getting the good vibes from this person? Type yes in the comment box. I have heard this statement a lot of times. That if you get good vibes or bad vibes about that, some people. See, this is NLP. This is NLP. Your subconscious and their behavior, their language is telling you this is not the right person to deal with. Notice the rapport is what you generally experience as a feeling, more like an internal expression. Image consultant, any image consultant here? Write me in the comment box. So image consultants say that it takes less than 7 seconds subconsciously to make a decision about a person you want to meet or do business or make friendship or just have a conversation with this person or not. And this mostly happens when you go to a conference or a party or someplace crowded and you want to talk to some people and you don't want to talk to some people. You look by looking at them, just one glance, and you make your subconscious judgment. It's right or wrong, I will not go into that. But you subconsciously make a judgment whether you are inclined to go to this person and introduce yourself and talk to this person or not with that person. So programming is outcome. This is like, whatever command we give to this computer is our software. Neuro is our software. and the language is the program, and whatever comes out is the result, outcome. All right. So nervous system and language, combination which comes out. So when you are selling, you are simply seeking to activate your buyer's program. Underline this word. In selling, you are activating your buyer's program towards, if that buyer is all other conditions meet, the buyer is your fit into your target market and everything, then you are activating their subconscious mind to say yes. Asking your clients question, rapport, resistance, agreement, signing contracts, and getting convinced, among others. These are the programs your client have stored in their behavior bank. That means in their subconscious mind. Positive mindset while selling. What is positive mindset to do in selling? Right? This is hacking your own brain. So I was talking about how you communicate with your mind is very, very important. Create positive pictures in your mind before the interaction. When you are going for a sales meeting, when I do my webinars, the first one, turbo, no cost marketing I used to do, now I'm doing recession proof your business. So I have positive, even before this, I have very, very positive picture in my mind, the excitement that I'm going to meet you all. That's the intent there. So that's how you can feel that energy, and there is zero tiredness in me right now. It starts before you meet a person to influence now. Before is the keyword here. You have to be in that positive state of mind, no matter, your day was screwed up or you had a bad news or whatever. But when you are going for a sales meeting, you are in a great positive state of mind. Normally, you should remain in that high energy zone. I practice that 99%. I live in high energy zone. But especially for the sales meeting, you got to be. So this is like self-fulfilling prophecy. Whatever you believe with certainty have high chances of becoming reality. People at 62, how many of you know people at the age of 60, 62, 65, they think their active life is ended. Now they become senior citizens. Budhapa aa gaya, all these words. How many of you have? Many, right? So that becomes their reality. They become old, they become sick, they start to die early, they have a lot of diseases, and they stop learning new technologies and anything. Right? Do you see any of this thing in me? Do you see me as a senior citizen or a sick person or an old person? Right? No. Because I don't believe in that. I believe young. I say I've celebrated 42nd anniversary of my 20th birthday. I learn. I will learn from you. If you tell me about new app tomorrow, new technology, I'll sit down, call you and learn from you. What is this about? And I'll learn it. And your experience, what you focus on, reality or your imagination, whatever. Okay, so hack your brain. Close your eyes and visualize yourself succeeding. Now, power of visualization. How many of you believe in power of visualization? Okay, so a lot of you are able to. Uma does a wonderful meditation. I will request her in one of the sessions where we'll call everyone, the people who are completed and everyone on this program, and do a just 10 minutes, 15 minutes meditation session. It's an amazing meditation she does on a creative visualization where you'll be able to visualize your future goals achieved, next 5-year goals achieved, whatever you want in life. Your health, your wealth, your happiness, your relationship, everything. So visualization is very important. Visualize how successfully you overcome their doubts, objection, and fears. This you need to visualize before you are going there. only visualize yourself succeeding. No doubts there. Absolutely no doubt. Even if you don't succeed, that's okay. That should not become your, hindrance or belief system that visualization doesn't work. It works. As you get better, better and better, it works. And it works in, closing sales. It works in achieving health, happiness, relationship, and any other goal in life. Your confidence will go through the roof before the interaction. If you do these things, you have positive mindset, you are visualizing your sales is closed. Okay, so assume the sale. Assume the sale before the meeting. Visualize that order, the figure you want. Visualize that. Don't wait for feedback from the client to start assuming the sale. I'll tell you. Your mindset before the interaction should be, I assume the sale. I assume that I have the best product and service for them. Every salesperson now, mind these words very, very carefully, note it down. You should have that mindset and belief that your product or services are going to give 10x, 100x, 1000x, 10,000x value to your client. Then only you will be able to have that body language, you will be able to have that confidence, you will be able to have that energy to sell. And it should be truth, no manipulation here. With total honesty, authenticity in your eyes. People can read it. They'll make out you are a fake or you are honest. And your thought process. It's my job to help them overcome their fears, doubts, and objections. It's your job as a salesperson to overcome, and your job to help them make a decision. It's your job to say yes. So this was about assuming the sale. Here is the doubtful mindset. Let's see if I can convince them to buy. When you go with this mindset, your closing percentage will be very, very bad. If you have this mindset that let me try to convince my buyer. This kind of vocabulary, not good. When I'm doing my webinars, I exactly know how many people will sign up tonight. Exactly. And I exactly know people who are making the comments from their comments that they are going to sign up. I'm that confident that if today 500 people attended, so many people, 1 or 2 here and there is fine. If so many have attended, so many will sign up. That's the level of confidence I go with. I have no doubt of this thing. People who are not ready to sign up, I know, and it's perfectly all right. If they are not ready or they have their personal problems, it's okay with me. But I know these many people are there and they are commenting, and with their comments, I exactly know the people they are going to sign. Confidence in selling, persuading, and influencing is the key. The keyword is your confidence. So confidence in selling, persuading, and influence is the key. How many of you agree with this? Type confidence in the comment box. Is a key ingredient in selling. Type confidence in the comment box. Yes, you all agree. Now this is NLP technique, creating an anchor so you can become unstoppable. Now, what is anchor? Anchor is which reminds you to do something, some action. That is mostly anchor is kinesthetic. So at our family, when we make a negative statement that because of COVID, people don't have money. When you make this kind of a statement, people don't have buying power to buy. People don't have money to buy our e-commerce product. People don't have money to buy our services. So what is our anchor? We hit ourselves hard here that we made a mistake making this negative statement and having this negative belief. And getting the success and confidence anchor is when you see the sports people, what is their action when they, get a player out or they make a sixer, all those winners' body language. So you anchor something which reminds you, like my anchor is this. Whenever I'm going for a meeting or conducting a webinar, I do this. That is instant trigger for getting my regular confidence back, just in case, I'm in some other conversation or I'm in some other thinking. The moment I do this, that means confidence button on. So this is creating an anchor. So confidence is simply a state and it can be instantly created through an anchor. Is not something you have. It is a feeling that you can generate on demand. Now, how do you like it? How cool is that? You can on demand create confidence and generate confidence. Type cool in the comment box. If you have this anchor thing, confidence button on, confidence button off. You don't have to make it off, but whenever you want going for a major meeting or something major, you can just switch it on through this anchor. This is one anchor, this action is doing. So whatever suits you, my anchor is this. And you can become confident whenever you want. This is my Tajurba mug. Create an anchor. An anchor is when you associate state to something unique. So like I said, this is the state to remind. This is a negative statement. We have to, delete it and come out with a positive statement. Okay, everyone taken this slide? I move forward. Okay, so now we are coming to the building rapport part. How important it is when the meeting starts and you build a rapport. People will only buy from someone they trust. Before that, someone they like. The rapport precedes sales. So first step in that is you build the rapport. How you build the rapport? We're going to talk about it. When people are like each other, now pay attention to this statement. When people are like each other, they tend to like each other, If we both have, that's why we have the code of honor. Imagine that 10 million people, 1 crore people having the same code of honor. What a magic it will create, We all will be like each other and we will like each other. Isn't it amazing? Type amazing in the comment box. 1 crore people are like each other and they like each other. We all will not have to look any market or client outside beyond this game changers community. I promise you that. In these 1 crore people, every one of you will find market and clients and buyers for your product and service and other help and support. That's the vision we carry. And also some shares of Tajurba Game Changers. Some shares of Tajurba Game Changers. That will be the separate wealth creation. You know what happened? We had sold our, listed company 8 years ago. And that person now want to, I was always talking about that Tajurba will again go public and all the members will become the shareholders of Tajurba. And wealth creation for them, like, Narayan Murthy driver became Crorepati. Our driver became Crorepati when our IPO came. So that dream we want to relive. And I was always saying that openly in every meeting. So that movie, Shah Rukh Khan dialogue, जिस चीज को जितनी शिद्दत से चाहो सारी कायनात उसको आपसे मिलाने में लग जाती. So that person called me, sir, I want to sell you back this company. I'm not doing well. I don't have money. So please buy this company back from me at the same price what you have sold me and pay whenever you are comfortable. So Tajurba is going to be listed in next few months back to Bombay Stock Exchange and you all will get some piece of it. How nice is that? Type nice in the comment box. Being a proud owner of Tajurba Game Changers community. So bad salespeople will know the benefits of their product services, but they will force that into the customer and expect them to buy. They'll not build a rapport or anything. They'll just the talker salespeople are. You know, in the most sales conversation, the buyer should be talking. We'll cover that in the our high ticket closer. But most of those talker who puts you off. How many of you can relate to that? Type me in the comment box. You come across salespeople who want to push you sales and talking without building any rapport or likability. A lot of you. So to have unfair advantage at selling, you must do what your customer wants, adapt to what your customer wants, needs, values, objections, and before that, building rapport. So we're coming to the rapport part. But the customer won't tell you these if they don't trust you. They won't even object. They'll simply listen, sorry, not interested. How many times a lot of you, I believe that must be, you know, disconnecting as the telecaller calls. I'm calling from Punjab National Bank. Do you need home loan? Disconnect and block, right? So when someone, you know, educated calls, may I speak with Mr. Manshiramani? So I think maybe it can be a potential client. And then the second line, third line, sir, I'm calling from, you know, ICICI Bank, and would you be requiring any business loan, unsecured? Tuck, I say that telecall. Now, without knowing my needs or something, and you know, trying to now I listen to you. I know you're talking good. You're communicating. At least talk to me what kind of business you are in, and you know, a little bit background. Then come to the part that will there be any requirement or something. People buy for their own reasons. Now remember this, and their own ways. That's why you need rapport, so that they can open up and share those with you. Most clients won't share that, you know, they are facing these problems or that problem. Very difficult. That will cover in that high ticket closer part very deeply. But here, applying the hybrid model of NLP, even that high ticket closer is also based on NLP. But applying this rapport building thing, and that the magic happens. Rapport can be non-verbal, body language, how you use your voice, and what you say is very important. How many of you realize that you know, content is a very, very small part of the whole thing? How you deliver your content, how you communicate, like how I am communicating, is more important than the written word. If you agree with that, type agree in the comment box. So pacing and leading is a very, very you know, important technique in NLP. So what is pacing and leading? Let's go into that. Number one, pacing and leading is the best way to build rapport fast. Synchronize yourself with the other person. How you do that? We'll talk about that. Just leading, you can then lead them to take any actions you want. So these are the basically two techniques, and then we'll do the pacing with rapport and a lot of other things. The other person will trust you and assume you understand them. That is where the buyer opens up and then communicate, and whatever is objection, price, and other things are, then it opens up and tells you, and you are able to solve and address those issues. All right, so pace and lead, instant rapport, communication skill. Pacing and leading can be done by using similar word, phrase, or by mirroring. We're coming to that. What is using similar word phrases? How do you mirror? And someone's other non-verbal body language. Communication between two people is 55% facial expression, gesture, posture, etc. This is physiology. That is 55% between two. Voice tonality is 38%. Your pitch, speed, quality, loudness All right. How many of you like voice tonality of me and facial expressions and gestures and postures? Type like in the comment box. And words are only 7%. Words are only 7%. And where we spend our most of the time? In the words. Okay, now here is mirroring. Now you have, this is non-verbal mirroring. You have two pictures on the screen. Picture 1, picture 2. So thank you very much for your compliment. You are so kind. Picture 1 and picture 2. Where do you see more rapport and liking for each other? Picture 1, right? This is what mirroring is. When people don't like each other, this is the body language you can see in picture 2. And all Manoj, not only your PM, most politicians are very good at building rapport. If you Google this thing, mirroring, you will see most of the politicians in the world have these mirroring pictures. They mirror each other. That's what diplomacy is all about. So mirror the body language of other person so their subconscious will say. Now here you are talking to the subconscious mind. Mirror the body language that the subconscious mind is saying, I trust this person. When you mirror, you are not right now saying anything. Just by mirroring the body language, the subconscious gets a message, this person gets me. You will normally mirror someone non-verbal when you trust them and you are comfortable with them. Then only you will be able to. Otherwise, if you first instant you get a bad vibe from your customer, even if it is your client, if you get the bad vibe, you will never be able to practice NLP. Forget about having confidence and other things. Non-verbal to dur ki baat hai. You don't need to mirror their whole body language. You can start with their postures or hand movements. You don't have to do the whole thing that, aisa lage ki you are, copying the whole thing. To work effectively, you must not be noticed. And you must not feel awkward. Do it in such a subtle way when your client is not paying attention to you and he's, looking somewhere else. At that time, just one posture, hand, the legs or sitting posture, you just need to mirror that. See, here is another. All politicians, you will see they are hanging their jackets just like that, and same kind of, don't model all their non-verbal. Wait for a few seconds. When they are talking, they are looking away, they are distracted, or when you sit down now, everything comfort as, first 2-3 minutes has happened. This is a beautiful test, and do that and give me feedback. Mirror to test your rapport, they'll mirror you back. Subconsciously, the other person will start doing the same thing. The amazing part of mirroring is that other person will start copying your body language subconsciously. You will do it as an NLP expert. You will do it consciously. Other person will do it subconsciously. All right. Everyone got it? Type got it in the comment box. Okay. So now we coming to the similar word phrases. Use their words so the message gets through their subconscious filter. How? Use the same main word as your customer use often in the interaction. It will build a feeling of this person just get me. Example. Your customer uses extraordinary car. So in your sales pitch, if he uses this word, you are going to use this word 2-3 times. It will hit their subconscious mind. When you're describing the car, use the same words. You'll build the rapport fast. Sir, this car is an extraordinary car, one of its kind. It has got a wonderful music system. It has got great suspension, good mileage. It's a very, very extraordinary car. So this should be your pitch. All right. So next is find a common denominator. What is common denominator? Okay. So what is having something in common with the other person build rapport instantly. Think about your best friends now. Take a pause for 1 or 2 seconds. Think about your best friend. Do you have something in common with each of them? You may have the same values, activities, interests. You share something in common. That's why you are best friend. And when you now think for a few seconds, think of your best friend right now, you will see you both have so many things in common. You like same kind of movies, you'll go same kind of food. If you are a smoker, the other person will be a smoker. You enjoy drinking, the other person will start drinking. You are foodie, the other person will be foodie. What is VITC you using, Dr. Sukumaran? What is this? Vitamin C. This is forever.
Vitamin C.
Vitamin C is forever. Do you see this? When you talk to people, you should observe and ask questions that can lead to commonality. Think in terms of activity, interest, or places you have been. Is Arun Jain here? He gives me that. He is a forever distributor. Arun Jain, are you there? He is a very good Tajurba member, so he gives me all my vitamin C and a lot of other products. Architect for the. So when I meet someone and that person says Jai Guruji, I immediately say that my wife is also Guruji followers, and you go to that Bada Mandir in Chhatarpur and all that. Or if the person is a football lover, I'm a football lover, or we find common books. So these are the things to find commonality. That leads to rapport building, leads to further conversation and likability for each other. So don't be too obvious. Don't fake commonalities. Now, this word actually should be underlined. Do not fake commonality just for the sake of sales. Here, whatever we are learning is, number one, your product and services are very high quality, give 10x value to your clients, and you are helping your client to make decision. And you come with the belief that you are helping your clients. So these are the three ways mostly used in NLP. I will talk about these three. Other are also there. Visual, kinesthetic, and auditory. These are the learning modalities of your clients or normally people. So using visual, auditory, and kinesthetic word will give you the success you have always wanted. These are called VAK words. Every person perceives the word with their 5 senses. There will always be one sense that will be stronger. What is that? How do you find out that? If you find it and tailor your communication to match that sense, you will have unfair advantage. Now we are in the next slide are going to talk each one in detail with examples that how to use these in your sales pitch. So if the main sense is used, see, the other person is visual. If the main sense is used here, now we'll come to that also, that how do you find out that person is kinesthetic, auditory, or visual. If the main sense used is feel, touch, the other person is kinesthetic. We'll only be using now, talking about only these 3 senses. These are mostly used. These are the 3 senses mostly used in this. When the person talks, you are going to analyze if the person is more visual, auditory, or kinesthetic with his language, with his words, with his communication. You will come to know whether the person is visual, auditory, or kinesthetic, and how to use your pitch around that. So if the person uses words such as see, look, picture, view, etc., the person is mainly visual. If the person uses word hear, tell, sound, listen, rings, that rings the bell, it sounds good. A lot of time we use word sounds good. That means the person is auditory, right? I would like to see that person is visual. And if the person uses, it rings the bell, then he's an auditory person. So using VAK words. Now we come to some how to interact with visual people. Use lists. Now you find out how you find out that visual, will also come to that. But use lists, graphs, pictures, PPTs, brochures, and help the person see the outcome. So that person is visual, right? In your communication, you will mostly use the visual words. Or here is the PPT. Here is the see the sales gone up 59% in last year, or the overhead because of using the CRM, the expenses came down this, or the productivity gone up this much. So help the person see the outcome. He wants to see the outcome. How to interact with the auditory? Use the auditory word. You will need to talk a lot. Now this person is auditory. Here is okay to talk more. So person is ready to listen to you. Give them explanations about everything. Answer the question in person or phone. All right, that they are not email type. So they would like to talk to you on phone or would like to meet you. Manual or retail material is not very useful. You carry the brochure and they'll keep the brochure on the side. They want to talk to you. They want to hear from you. Those are auditories. Kinesthetic. Use kinesthetic words. They need to feel the situation before they can process it. So kinesthetic person will never buy anything from catalog or from e-commerce or anything. He'll walk down to the market, feel the thing, look at the thing, then he'll buy. They are typical kinesthetic people. Give them something to touch or play with. Okay, so raise your hand if you agree. This is called yes sets. Building your yes sets. These are used by trainers. If you have attended a lot of training, how many of you got value today? How many of you are going to implement that and increase sales by 50%? How many of you want to make a lot of money in life? So these are all yes sets. How many of you would like to sign up for my turbo sales blueprint? Or how many of you would like to sign up for my 1 year complete sales mastery course? So these are called yes sets. So after repeating a lot of time, building those yes sets, saying yes for your proposal becomes easy. If the person has said, how many of you heard that song, Rajesh Khanna, बागों में बहार है, कलियों पे निखार है, तुमको मुझसे प्यार है, na 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 na. All right. So that song is based on this yes set. Okay. So the more the clients say yes during the interaction, the more they are likely to say yes when you close them. Isn't it awesome? Type awesome in the comment box. Ask 3-4 questions with answer will be obvious yes. You think that vitamin C is going to build immunity for you? Yes. Is vitamin C is good for your overall health? Yes. Is vitamin C do this? Yes. Would you like to buy vitamin C from me? Yes. This is how you build yes set. So ask question during the interaction that will result in a yes. I've given you the example. Ask generic questions that you know the client wants. For example, how many of you want to make more money, or do you want to be healthy and live 100 years? If you ask these kind of generic questions, which should result in yes, be very careful. One no will kill everything. So practice or do your homework and see what questions you are asking. and build a yes ladder. It's 5 to 10 questions, minimum 3. I use normally 3, but if you can use 5 to 10, wonderful. You can ask during the interaction that the client will say yes. So asking questions, the question you ask should be related to the business or person you are talking to. Ask question with your words using VAK or build your yes sets. Feel the excitement first, so they can feel it. Selling is transfer of energy. How many of you agree with that? Type agree in the comment box. It's transfer of energy. So you feel the excitement first, then you will be able to transfer that energy. We'll come to how to build up your questions. You want to know the outcome your client want and what they want to experience with your product or services. You want to discover their needs around your questions. Why do they want it? Why are they here? So draft your questions. The more we will cover in very detail the whole session, maybe 2 sessions. It's a 2 session long. Last time it took us 2 sessions. High ticket closer based on spin selling. Where is detailed question about everything, what problems, what situations, what are the benefits, what are the solutions, what are your capabilities. All those things build around only questions. Whole sales is built around those questions. So discover their values. You will be able to present your product or service the other person based on what's important to them. I'll explain that also in the next slide. When you discover their values, your client values, and then you link them to your product. Now, if your client wants to, I'll give that example in the next slide. If your client wants to, have your security systems to protect their family or protect their, money or their gold or other things, valuables. So your pitch will be this: with this security system, sir, you can sleep well and your family will be very secure. So that's how you match the value. People just don't look for product or service, they look for what it will do for them. That's a very, very normal thing to do. And so it is important to find out what's important to them. And how you can find out? How can you find out what is important to them and why they want it? How can you find out? Type in the comment box. Yes, by asking questions. Fantastic. So ask 2 simple questions. How do you discover their values? First, what is important to you about product service? Make them list 3 to 5 values. That will come through the questions as per their priorities. Example. Now example, a gym membership. Second, why do you want this product or service? Now, why does person want a gym membership? Type in the comment box. Why does person want a gym membership? Health, right? To become fit and healthy. Absolutely. So if the person's value is to look fit and healthy, or the next value the person is to get married. A lot of people go to gym, lose weight if they want to get married. So when you know this value, you will be able to address this. So what are the buying patterns? Is also you need to find out during the interaction. To sell something to someone, find out how the person bought it last time. Example, buying a car. So if the person buys a car searching Google's or OLX, you can use the same methodology. Find out what is their pattern. buying strategy for car is not same as buying a refrigerator. So people buy, some people visit, large stores, some people visit, buy online. So different strategy. And that's very important for you to know. So think about the last car you bought. What was the first thing that made you decide to buy the car? Then the second, then the third. I saw in the catalog and it looked amazing. I saw in the catalog, it looked amazing. That means what? That means what? What kind of person you are or your buyer is. Type in the comment box. I saw in the catalog and it looked amazing. Yes. Person is visual. I took the test drive and I felt really good driving it. Kinesthetic, right. I told myself it's amazing and I must buy it. Auditory, fantastic. So when you have the answers, analyze the answer whether the person is visual, auditory or kinesthetic. In this case, we have visual, kinesthetic and auditory, 1, 2, 3. Right? The first is person is, visual. Second is person is kinesthetic. Third is auditory. Now, how will you draft your sales pitch? In this case, we have visual, kinesthetic and auditory in this sequence. So how do you sell the car using the VKA strategy? Tell him, let's look at the catalog. Now pay attention, this is a very important slide here. Let's look at the catalog and see if there is any car that looks amazing to you. Then we will arrange a test drive, now kinesthetic, and would like to hear what you have to say about the car. How amazing is that? Type amazing in the comment box. How you draft your elevator pitch according to the person's, how the person is using his senses. That's where the magic will happen. And this will not come easy. It'll take you at least today. I can tell you, if you, make these notes after going through this video and or these slides, if you have taken the screenshots and practice it, it will take you at least 1 year to master the whole system, high ticket closer, question, technique and all the basics of sales and this and consultative selling we're going to cover. It's going to take you at least minimum 1 year with the regular practice. So these are the action, verbs and language. Our brain cannot process the difference between the positive and negative in a sentence. If I say, now this book Secret also talks about a lot, our subconscious mind. How many of you read Secret, Law of Attraction? If I say don't look beyond you, then immediately you will look behind, right? The mind cannot process the don't. Be careful what you say using the negative in a sentence. Instead of using I do not want you to feel uncertain, even when we say in our day-to-day language, when we use, we don't use these words. We use it's easy to make money. It's easy to sell. These are fantastic time. We don't use don't words. Don't eat carbs. Instead, we say eat proteins, right? So we do not use don't eat carbs or do not smoke. I have seen ladies who say we do not want to, girls who say we don't want to, marry with a smoker. Guess what happened to them? They found a guy and married to the guy who is not only a chain smoker, is a cigar smoker or a hookah smoker. Right? So you don't use these words. You give energy what you want. Don't give energy to what you don't want. So instead of using I do not want you to feel uncertain, you should say I want you to feel certain. Instead of I do not want you to lose money, I want you to make money. It's the matlab is same. Meaning is same. But the words, the NLP, the neuro-linguistic programming, the vocabulary is different. And that's how Practicing this in your day-to-day life, you can hack your own brain and you can change your own life, your relationship, your money, your attracting opportunities in life. So establishing a need is very important for a sales process. Now it's time to, offer a solution. You have built your rapport, you have understood kinesthetic, auditory, everything. We are just proposing now a solution to the client's problem. Link your product to their need. Use a sentence like, okay, this is what I have for you. You then explain what your product or service is about. Valuing the need. After you have proposed a solution to your client need, you will ask the client if they see any value what you are offering. Now you start to build yes sets. Now you start to build yes sets and start the solution part of it after doing 5-6 questions yes sets. So establish a need and value it. If the client say yes, then continue. If they say no, find another client. Now this is the time you have done everything. And if you say, ask client, do you find value in this? After yes said, everything you have done. If the client says, yes, continue. Otherwise, the client is not for you. Or if you want to pursue, then in the last session I had covered asking the importance of why. So if you are a little bit more persuasive, then you can ask why, 3-4 more whys, and again you can, try to convince. And if they say maybe I don't really know, try to push them to say yes or no. We are not asking them to buy. We are just asking if they see any value. At this stage, you are not telling buy. Your question is only in this solution, do you see value for you? That's the only thing you are asking, because that will be a signal that person is ready to buy or not. If you remember in my webinar, I asked how many of you would like to, have the irresistible offer. I did not say buy it. First, I asked you how many of you want to have irresistible offer. And a lot of people, then they say yes, I go forward. If they say no, I say, okay, fine, this is not my day. But it has never happened with me. And in the section where how to do webinar, I'll cover that more in detail, how to do your webinar, get clients and earn money if you want to. So what is presupposition in NLP? Presupposition can help you influence what your client think they are going to get out of an experience. How do you do that? It's something you say that will influence how the client perceives your product. Like in the water example, that was classic example of presupposition in that water video I shown you. For example, you are going to love this product. I have something for you that you are going to love. This is a golden offer. This is 10x value for your time and money. Ashmit said if he had bought our product earlier, he wouldn't have lost so much money. If you had learned this sales technique, you wouldn't have lost so many sales in last 5 years. These are all presuppositions. Are you going to close so many sales in future? Why do they work? Because thoughts can become self-fulfilling prophecies. And when you should use them? Many times during the sales process. Many times. Use these words as many times, because you are confident your product is high quality, your service is best quality, and it's going to benefit your client. So use these words with great confidence. So write down 5 suggestions which you can use next time, which will help your client perceive that your product or services is positive. So link, need and offer. Very important. Without that, there's no sales. Show your customer how your product service will solve their need. Make a clear proposal of how it will solve their proposal. When you explain what the product service will do for them, you can say, earlier you told me that your main problem was XYZ. Our product can help you solve XYZ. So through questioning, if the person is saying my car's mileage or repair maintenance is too much, so then you can mention that in the conversation. You have mentioned that your petrol expenses, your maintenance expenses are hurting you. So this solution, this Camry car or Toyota car will cost you less, and their mileage is so much better, and the price is so much less. Always think in terms of how does my product service link to solving their need and problem. Your mindset should always be that, not pushing your product. Okay, so repeat their values. How? Remember, a value is what's important to them, not to you. Most of the salespeople, they'll keep talking about benefit, 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 benefit without realizing whether this has a value for the client or not. For example, you are selling a home security system. You know their top 3 values. I talked about it also. I want my children to be safe. I want my wife's jewelry to be safe. I want to feel safe. Now, how will you customize your pitch on these 3 values? I'll show you the example. I told you a few minutes ago also, but now I will show you that example. When you are explaining that the home security system is and how it can help them, you can say, this home security system does XYZ, so you can know that your children are safe, your wife's jewelry is safe. On top of that, you can sleep well because you will feel safe. What an amazing feeling it is, right? Type amazing in the comment box. If you customize your last, when you're giving the solution around this, see the magic. Send me a thank you note when you close your first sale. Dr. Rinki closed, she said after this session, before 11 o'clock, she closed 3 sales using this. You just have to link your product service with their top 3 values. How many? Type 3 in the comment box. And the client will have the impression that your product or service is ideal for them. And normally what people do, straight away, sir, buy this pen, this is 3 rupees cheaper than market, this is this benefit. I don't need pen, Baba, I don't use pen, I only type. People don't use pen these days. So what will you do to that guy? You cannot sell a pen to that guy who is not using pen at all. So use their buying strategy. Let's say you have found that the buying strategy of client is VAK. When they say they are buying home security system, you can use that when you lead the client to the sale. You know that this client must first see, he is visual, then hear, then feel to buy the home security system. So another example here. Take a screenshot quickly. Why don't you look at the home security system we have here in our store? Now you are using the visual. Then you can ask me any question and I'll tell you everything you need to hear. Then we can go to your home and can imagine how it feels to have that home security system there. So in your pitch, you have built in all 3 strategies, like in the case of car we had explained. Now other thing you are doing is you are linking their buying strategy to your product, and it is so powerful. Type powerful in the comment box. Okay, now we are coming to the last part of this. Closing your sales. So if you have created rapport, found a need, established the value of your product and shown how it can solve their need, then the last step is close the sale. Right? Type close the sale in the comment box. Most exciting part of this session is coming now. Okay, so these are the sales closing techniques we're going to talk about. Order blank close. This is a wonderful, wonderful technique. And practically, a lot of time I have used it when a visitor comes to Tajurba and he likes the whole meeting, he likes the positive energy, and with their question and answer during the sales pitch, I come to know that this person is fully convinced. Like here in the chat box, I have come to know in my webinars who are the people who are going to buy the next course. Similarly, in physical, when people are sitting there, and I know there are 10 visitors, out of these 3 people are almost ready to become members. So what I will do, I will just give them the form, sign it. I'll just say, this is the membership form, sir. Just sign it and I'll fill up the details. This is order blank close. The seller starts filling out the order form. So I sit next to them. What is your name? Ramesh Kumar. This is a mobile number. Here it is, sir, sign. Before that, I've explained the fee, all the benefits, all the problem solving, everything I've done. Only thing is your name is your address, your email ID, your mobile number. Okay, sir, here is the sign. This is called blank order. But you have to be very, very confident and understand with your body language and non-verbals that your client is almost convinced now. After that, no more question and answer. You just need to get the signature and your advance. No more convincing after that. Just get your order. Blank order. Type blank order, BO, in the comment box. Very powerful technique if you learn to use it with confidence and understanding whole NLP concept. Seeing the non-verbal and drafting your pitch very well, you will come to know this buyer is ready for blank order technique. Otherwise, if you do it, you know, what is it going to do? Throw the order form on your face. That I'm not convinced yet. Why are you asking me to buy? All right, so closing techniques. Then hand over the order and the pen and ask the client to confirm their details and sign. People love to complete the things that have been started. This is another, yes, we call it assumptive close also, Valencia. People love to complete the things they have been started. आपने form भरना शुरू किया, आपने उनको बोला आप complete करो. So, you know, that thing is half complete. They would like to complete it in a subconscious way. This technique is really powerful because you don't ask, do you want to buy now? You strongly assume the sale, and as you have already filled out the form, your success rate will be very, very high. Yes, assumptive clause. You should be acting as decision to buy has already been made. Instead of asking, do you want to buy it, you can assume the sale and go toward the next level of questions such as, where would you like it delivered? What size do you need? When should we deliver it to you? Monday or Wednesday? You know, this is one step before. If you are not confident of filling up the form and signing, assumptive is one step before that. Unless you are very, very blank order closed, you have to be damn sure, damn confident and expert at NLP closing. Otherwise, this assumptive closing is better. So instead of asking, do you want to buy it, you can assume the sale and go toward the next level of questions such as, where would you like it delivered? What size do you need? So, you know, you assume that sales has happened. Now you are asking this question because it assumes the sale. So Valencia, this is assumptive sale. That is blank order close. This is one step before that. If you are not very confident, because this blank order close technique has to be used with very, very expert salespeople. Otherwise, you can get into a lot of embarrassment. Okay, so alternative close. It's like the assumptive close, but you don't give them a chance to say no. Give them two choices. As they are going to buy, you can ask them, do you prefer deliver Monday or Wednesday? Do you prefer 6 months or 12 months? You want 15,000 package or 20,000 package? All right. You want 6 monthly plan or 12 monthly or monthly plan? So they have to say yes to one of the option. There is nothing no there. So you are giving them two alternatives. You will learn in the next thing, ABC technique with Dr. Vardhan. How do you make your product or service package if it is relevant to you? Package A, package B, package C. Very, very interesting and effective. Ticket size, people who want to increase their ticket size. It's not relevant in a lot of cases. Okay. This is the last chance. So, this is very well last chance close. Last 15 minutes to sign up. Today is the only day to sign up. Last day of the sale, 3-day sales announced by Shoppers Stop. It's a last chance of the season, last sale. Billion, big billion day, 1-day sale by Amazon. These are all last chance. You have only that day to buy. And a lot of sales happen that day. So last chance close. Normally sale में ये बहुत use होता है. So you tell your customer that their last chance, the sale ends today. They are the last 5 pieces remaining, only the 5 seats remaining. These are all last chance close techniques. It uses the scarcity principle. Very, very relevant, but remember this. Remember this and make a note. This will not work in very high ticket closer. If you use this in a sale of 1 crore or 5 crore thing, this is, only the last piece, or this is the last day of this, your buyer is going to show you the door. This is only in the things which are like, 20, 30,000, 5,000, 6,000, things like that. LIC used it very effectively 3-4 months back when they said, December, they said all policies are going to change. Premium is going to increase. Though they were not very authentic in that. I don't know premium will increase or not because I didn't buy any. Valencia can tell here whether the premiums increase, but they made a lot of sales using that. The standing room close. What is that? So you can tell the customer if they don't want to buy it, there are other people interested in buying it. So recently I sold my Mercedes like that. I went one step ahead, that I invited 2 buyers at the same time. One was sitting outside. So, I created some kind of competition. The other person is also interested in buying, is paying that much price. The person raised the price. So I ended up getting a good price. Last month I was selling my Mercedes. I got offers from 3 people. So I told each one of them little higher price, and I was, able to get better price. It was very powerful, and I could close the sale faster and higher than expected price. Ben Franklin close. Now here what happens is Girija here, Girija from Tajurba. So she learned that and she started using this. So now supposing buyer has an objection that your price, supposing you're quoting something for 50,000 rupees. And buyer says it's 5,000 rupees more than what he is expecting, or other competitors are. So you write on the con side 5,000 rupees, and on the pro side all the benefits your product is providing or service. So then you start listing 1, listing 2, listing 3, listing 4, and before that you have done all the rapport building, liking, and everything. Now you tell your buyer all these benefits only for 5,000 rupees you are ready to lose. This is called Ben Franklin close. If that's clear to you, type SC in the comment box. Super clear. How to use that? A lot of time you will be able to use that. So common objections. Ask questions to uncover their objections. There are 4 common objections type. I don't see the value in your product or service. There is a money problem. There is that competitor. And then, no decision. No decision, also a decision. All right, so this was the next slide. Yes, benefits on one side and his objection on the other side. And benefits will always be more than the objections. So there you pace and lead now. Pace means perceive a common experience, then let them entertain a new direction. Now you take them to a different direction. Now, never argue with the customer or you will break the rapport. Pace them and lead them. Now, at this point, do not argue. Please, very important to learn. Do not argue at this time. Now, your pacing will be, I understand, I can see why you think that, I know it is. You are now empathizing. You're not arguing. You want to show the customer that you understand them. You can use one of the 4 sentences to start with. I understand. I can see why you think so price is more. Or I understand these are COVID times. Your business is shut down or slow down. Cash flow is problem. I fully understand that. I know it is. All these words to use. Here is an example. I understand you think our prices are high. I agree it is a big investment. Now you are bringing on the same page. So pace and lead to destroy the objections. How? You start by pacing. So first, I understand, I know, I fully agree with you. Most people would be tempted to use but. So save your but. Do not. Most dangerous words in closing is using this word but. Never do that. It will cancel everything that is there before the but. Use the word and lead the customer away from the objection. I understand that COVID time finances are tight and I'm sure you would like to learn new ideas, improve your business through my one-to-one and learn in this COVID time sales technique so that whatever you do in life, you can increase your sales. You can use the but later. I understand you think our prices are high and it will seem expensive, but the return on investment will be worth it. So you are leading them into a positive thing. All right, this slide okay? Move forward, type move on. So how do you context reframing is really helpful when you are dealing with objections. What is context reframing? It is when you lead the person to think differently. How do that? That is why you should be doing after you have paced the person. You respect their model of the word and you just suggest another way of looking at things. Example, I'm confused, I don't know if I can buy. You can say being confused is totally normal. It's because you are learning new things and the decision you take now will benefit you in the future. Now you're taking is, thinking away from his objection. You are leading your buyer into a different direction. Clear? Type clear in the comment box. And practice reframing in your day-to-day life. All right. It's really helpful when you are dealing with objections. And this is the last slide. After this, we'll come to the Q&A. What is context reframing? It is when you lead the person to think differently. And that is what you should be doing after you have paced the person. All right. So now we come to the end of this presentation. We move on to the question and answer. Let me ask before the Q&A. I want to ask one takeaway from few people. Today's session, value versus price and NLP closing. Abhishek Mehra, come on.
Sir, what you said today is, I mean, now it makes sense as to how, I mean, I look at how I have also been buying things and there are certain things that I like, certain things I said no to. So now it makes sense as to why I said no to them. It's probably buying a BMW versus a Mercedes versus an Audi. The cars are the same. I think the salesperson makes the difference.
Right.
So it all makes sense. Subconsciously, we make a decision within the first few seconds, and it's all about how we feel when we are interacting with the person.
Thank you.
Yeah, Bharat Bharadwaj this side.
Yes, Bharat, go ahead.
Yeah, there are a lot of meetings which are happening on Zoom, and we are not able to see the body language because people generally don't open their videos most of the time. There are 2-3 people on the client side who are attending the meeting, so it's very difficult to judge their body language. So how do we handle that NLP in this during this
See,
kind of period?
I told you I do yes sets.
Yes, yes.
So yes sets are very, very, effective in that.
Okay.
How many you got value today? Yes. How many you would like to have 90% plus conversion? Yes. How many you would like to, make money even during COVID time? Yes. Would you like to buy my course? Yes. This is NLP technique.
Okay.
Sanjay,
But if it is one-to-one kind of situation, then these object, of course, yes, set is there, but it does not apply to all the kind of products which we are having.
In that case, this is more applicable towards one-to-one. We as trainers practice this in one-to-many also as experts. So a lot of vocabulary we use. We don't use but. We don't use negative sentences. So when there is a crowd of 100 people or crowd of 100 people or 500 or 1,000 people are attending our webinar, we are still able to get a lot of sales. So a lot of techniques we use in our vocabulary, what we say. This is a though one-way communication, but we then make them, like I was telling you, commit clear. Subconscious, clear. 10 people are typing clear. You would say also, mujhe bhi clear hai yaar.
Hello.
Hello.
Ashwani Singh.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Ashwani, go ahead.
So, sir, as you said, what you feed to your subconscious mind makes a lot of difference. I'm just, going back to my early days, when I started the job and everything. And, I made a goal for myself to achieve a, say, 5-figure salary. And that was my 10-year plan. And just after 5 years, I did well and I achieved it. But somehow I lost my focus on everything because that was my 10 years goal. I was feeding my subconscious that it is your 10-year goal. And actually, it took 2 years to come out of that situation for me. So I think that thing makes a lot of difference.
Suresh sir, actually, I'm into travel business for the past 28 years.
Yes,
out of
I know.
which, for the past 4 years, I've started my own business. Now, because of this situation, I know my industry will take probably 1 or 2 years to come back. But in the meantime, what has happened is, since I had a very good rapport with one of my clients who has group of companies, he is starting her new company it's kind of a joint venture between a European company and his company. And now what he's doing is he's giving his product for me to market it in Bangalore.
Okay.
So what I feel is, because of this course, it is really coming very handy for me. So that in the past, whatever my working experience, I have been only selling services. But now I think with this, I will be able to sell the products. So I think it's really a game changer for me. I think it's kind of a blessing in disguise that I enrolled for your course, and I'm learning the nuances of how to sell a product. So thank you very much for that, sir.
If you had met me personally, I could have hugged you for this statement.
Yeah, I think we can do it, sir, whenever you come to Bangalore.
Yes. Okay, Preeti More, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, sir. So first of all, I really appreciate and salute your high energy, enthusiasm, and patience
Thank
at
you.
this time also at night. My question was, again, being into the travel industry. So now the situation is where, like, everything is on a fingertip, and the customer we also get is normally, we don't get to interact them on one-on-one. So it is mostly over the phone or the email conversation. The challenge this time is, generally people already come with the some 5, 6, 7 different quotes and the with different figures on their mind. and then it is very difficult to close the deal when it comes on the lowest price. Because even that bend technique I was thinking on, but I never used to have anything to compare on, because people will never disclose their prices. They would only say that, you know, your price is on the higher side. They would never disclose that, you know, the other company or whoever they have taken the quotes, what services they are offering. So it is very difficult to understand and compare also, and to make them also understand. And as like, you know, if you take a hotel which I am preferring or I am suggesting, maybe there could be a hotel just on a 1 meter, and which is at the very lowest cost. So that's how it makes a whole lot of difference with the price. But maybe the services which I will be giving may not be the same hotel, or like, you know, may not be the other person. So I don't know, like, you know, then how in that case it works. And we have, I mean, it is very unfortunate, I would say, like, you know, we normally close the sales which is on a very, very, very lowest profit margin.
Okay. So, yeah, how long you been in this business?
It's been 5 years.
5 years. So somewhere your, you know, target market or target audience has gone wrong, Preeti. One of my friend, he started his travel agency. He was with Lufthansa. And every time even Make My Trip started, the price competition started and everything. So I always ask him, his name is Ramesh Hemrajani. I say, your business not affected those times, you know, before Corona. He says, my clients are all who travel first class. My clients are all who stay in $1,000 hotel. And my clients are those who never check on online. They only need service. They pick up the phone. And if they want to change middle of the night, they call me from Europe. I want to change my flight. I want to stay 2 more days, or I have to go to from, you know, Paris to Australia, Austria, or all those places. So somewhere, you know, you have not created your niche target audience where you are out of this rut where always the price is talked about in the low prices. So when we'll do one-to-one, I'll guide you, and send me a request. I'll send you my calendar.
Sure, sir.
And we'll more brainstorm this, that how to change this course so that you never face this price situation ever in your life.
Great.
Or if you have to face, then you get the large volume. Like I have reduced my price in COVID time, my volumes have increased.
Right.
And since this is online, I speak in front of one person or 500 people, doesn't make it.
True.
And I'm working from home, so there's no cost.
Right. Right.
There's
Thank you,
no
sir.
hotel cost, there's no lunch, there's no traveling, there's no standing on the stage. So it's very comfortable.
Right.
Okay. So guys,
Thanks. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Can you say good night?
Good night.
Good night, sir. Good night. Thank you.
Good night, everyone. It was such a great pleasure having you.